Welcome, Pathfinders, to the Find the Path podcast actual play of the Hells Rebels Adventure Path.
Let's rebel!
Dun, dun, dun.
Fighting dogs?
Oh, poor dogs. Rebel against your dog overlords.
I'm going to try to befriend them.
Please befriend them, because this is a sad start otherwise.
Jordan's like, oh, we're gonna have to hurt puppies. Wait, Cesare murdered a guy in like the second session. Oh,
That guy was bad, and he tried to murder us.
Hey, we all know killing bad guys is not a bad thing, but killing puppies is always a bad thing, even if they're mean ones.
That guy had a wife and kids.
But if nothing else, I mean, dogs don't exactly have like a firm grasp of morality. I'm sure this is just more we're in their territory than it is that, you know, they actively are trying to murder us.
well,
Yeah.
I think Rick said they also looked hungry. So
They're hungry babies.
Yeah, it makes it even sadder.
So we just need to get some dog treats and throw them.
Oh man, dude, if we had like some raw steak, we could be best friends with them.
I don't have any.
Bummer.
So, yeah, when last we left our heroes, the Silver Ravens, as you're somewhat being called now, only by yourselves.
yeah, I don't think we've really earned that title.
Nope.
Right now, we're just those guys.
I don't think it's a title you earn. It seems to be a title you just claim. Like nobody
This is
else
our
really
title now.
wants to be one. I'm a Silver Raven. Who's going to say no?
I don't have to justify it.
Yeah. Why not?
True.
So, yes, our Sterling Ravens had made their way,
Yes.
after having convened in the secretest of places, back room in a library, or bookshop, really.
We're a very high class rebellion.
Reformed the Ravens with their new friend and compatriot, Rexus, the last of the noble Victocoral line, as his parents were murdered, apparently for being part of a secret Aurorian order called the Sacred Order of Archivists. So apparently
Which
for
is
being
such a
librarians,
cool secret order name. I know we've said that like 5 times. It's so cool.
It is
so
pretty
cool.
they're murdered for being librarians.
I know, I love it. I don't love the murder. I love the other part.
Also, I don't like the fact that I would have been murdered.
Unless you burn books, if you know what's good for you, Ross.
Gross.
Yeah,
But no.
nothing good ever comes from book burning.
It's true.
His mother, however, had let him know that she had located a site, one of the Silver Raven's numerous hideouts within Cantargo's walls, that they had during the Civil War, a place located beneath the Fair Fortune Livery. You had made your way to said livery, and after some investigations around the outside, finding a hole in the wall, jumping over a back fence to where they had a kiln set up in the back, breaking through the back door with an amazing roll from Niccolo.
You're just like, bam.
And to, I suppose, reestablish the scene here.
I believe it was Niccolo and Adria were being too polite with each other on who was going to go in first. And so Vittoria was like, okay, I'll go.
That's right.
Except now Adria's like, oh God, dogs, let me go in.
I've changed my mind.
Vittoria had stepped into an aged stable which leaned slightly to one side, its roof precariously propped up by aged wooden stalls, the air reeking of stale urine, with broken desks, scuffed tables, and torn chairs crowding the 13 horse stalls, all of which are covered with a healthy layer of dust. A grated-off alcove along the left-hand wall seems to house the only relatively intact wares. But before you could take in much more, from the cart left abandoned here, 2 mangy mutts had stood up, slinked out from under, bared their teeth, crouched down.
But I would like to wild empathy.
Yeah, I figure that Vittoria, she just kind of freezes and then kind of whispers inside, there are 2 very hungry looking animals, possibly dogs. It's hard to tell in the dark.
Puppies.
I was going to say, Vittoria will allow you to step forward.
Excuse me, pardon me, pardon me.
All right, so wild empathy does state in most cases, wild animals give you the time to make your case.
Hey there, little buddies.
Niccolo raises an eyebrow quizzically, but, you know, lets her do what she's going to do.
I suppose then, Vittoria, you step out, or step back at the very least.
I step
Adria,
back, yeah.
you step forward. The 2 hounds growl at you. Yeah, you get to make an impression.
Oh, fun. Whee! Okay.
Come on.
I rolled a 15 on the die. My
nice.
diplomacy is a 4, so I got a 19.
That's pretty good.
Adria, you step forward. You have to spend a full minute doing this.
Yeah, I'm like, hey there, honey. It's okay,
You kind of
sweetie.
crouch down.
Who's a good
The
puppy?
2 dogs watch you warily. 2 more dogs come
Oh,
out
God.
from the stalls nearby as the small pack of hounds
Oh.
eyes you suspiciously. You reach into your pack, you pull out one of your rations. You kind of toss the biscuit back inside
Yeah, have
there.
a granola bar.
But you pull out the jerky from there.
Yeah, they're dogs.
They eye you, they watch you. One of them, somewhat larger than the rest, makes his way forward. You can tell that there's a bit of the mange going there. He comes within reach, does not let you touch him.
Okay.
As you think you progressed them from hostile to unfriendly, but snaps up the meat, gobbles down the lion's share of it, or I guess the pack alpha's share in this case. You toss a few other bits towards the others. They watch you suspiciously as you kind of animal whisper them. They slink back underneath the wagon to eat their spoils.
All right.
Suppose you probably
Okay.
go ahead and throw the biscuit at them too.
Yeah, the whole thing. That's fine.
Yeah, mark off a trail ration.
Okay.
You're in a city, I don't know how often any of you are going to actually use your trail rations, but
It's true.
That's fair.
as opposed to stopping at like a corner bakery or something.
But standardized packs still come with all the standard stuff, so.
It's true.
It's true. I imagine like Lucia like pokes her head in there and just sees like Adria just like totally wild up through these dogs and it's like, holy Asmodeus, Adria, that was really cool.
Well, they're just dogs. You got to give them, a little treat. They're just hungry.
I'll correct you that it's unholy Asmodeus.
Yeah, like, what?
Cesare raises an eyebrow. Asmodeus, really?
Oh, sorry. Bit of a habit from being raised in Asmodeans. I don't actually follow Asmodeus, but like, it's a cultural thing.
They're not going to attack us, correct?
We should be okay.
Then we'll leave them alone.
Make a mental note to feed the puppies.
Okay, we just got guard dogs for our secret hideout, y'all.
That's
Like, this is
cool.
amazing.
Like, maybe over time.
We just have to feed them, and then we can name
And-
them, and they can be our best friends forever.
And bathe them and get rid of their mange.
Yeah, I was about to say, we definitely need to heal the one with the mange, but...
Yeah, we'll heal them, take care of them, and love them forever.
Raven looks over, it's like, we are not getting a puppy.
Yes.
And don't worry, that's not in the plan. He reaches up and scratches her behind the ear.
Yeah. She rotates to Cesare's other shoulder, the one furthest away from the dogs, and pointedly does not look at them.
She's not having this. All right, I guess we should keep going then, huh?
Adria, you would be aware that as long as you do not approach within about 5 feet or so of them, you should be good. It may make
Okay.
it somewhat difficult to get to one of the doors leading into, you think, an office, but you might be able to, mechanically speaking, make a request of them that you might be able to placate them again if you need to get somebody inside of that office. But right now, it seems like you have the run of the rest of the place.
Okay, so just give them a little space. They're a little scared, and we should be okay.
All right. I mean, I have no reason to go after them, so they have no reason to go after me.
Exactly.
I don't think Raven would be too happy if I got too close to them.
Yeah, but I think one of you big strong types should go first. I look pointedly at Niccolo.
I was about to say.
I was gonna say, there's only really one big strong one among us.
Sure, I can navigate around first.
I was gonna say, Vittoria kind of narrows her gaze a little bit because, like, she likes to think she's self-sufficient, but she understands.
So, were I a hidden underground passage to a secret organization, where would I be?
Probably
I'd
underneath them
probably have it
dogs.
protected. Actually, I would probably protect it in one of the stalls where the horses would be.
Oh, underneath the
I mean,
poop.
nobody's gonna want to look underneath a horse.
Exactly.
No.
You'll end up
No,
getting kicked.
you do not.
So right now you see that walking in here, there are 13 stalls, which are scattered about. There are 2 offices, one of which you can easily access, the other of which will need Adria to placate the dogs before you can access without getting too close to them and possibly getting snipped. And then there's the, you're now on the other side of the iron grating that you saw whenever you looked through the collapsed portion of the outside of the building. Although, again, you're not entirely positive how to get through there. You can see the padlock from this side.
Cesare will go search the office that you can get to, because his line of logic is put it in a room that has a lock probably on it anyway.
True. I guess I'll go over there and try to get the dogs to let us go by to the other office.
I guess Lucia's going to start searching through the stalls and like trying to see like if there's a trapdoor or anything in any of the stalls.
Vittoria will search the opposite stalls to whatever Lucia is looking at.
I suppose I will attempt to open the padlock.
Okay. All of you begin to scatter, making your way to start looking through the surrounding stalls.
Ah, nerds.
Secret roll.
It's like I heard a weird noise. I was like, oh wait, it's...
Secret roll. Alright. You all scatter. Lucia and Vittoria, you make your way over towards the stalls, begin to look through the various stalls here, which just seem to be full of dust and rotted old hay. Niccolo, you make your way towards the gate, glancing this over, finding what looks to be a gate, an iron gate blocking the entrance to the hallway. It's locked with a padlock here. In the middle of the gate has a wide opening with the bars that you think, considering your bulk, you're not positive you could wiggle through, but someone lither than you might be able to wiggle through. Beyond that, you can see that the passage leads ahead, and it looks like a section of the wall has partially popped open, as if there was a door blended into the wall, but the door has now been left ajar. Like a secret passage, perhaps.
Oh, there you go.
Cesare, making your way into the office here, you can see that it contains little of real note. An old desk, a chair, some empty cupboards. Adria, making your way over towards the animals, you can make a diplomacy check real quick.
Hey, that was even better. 18 plus 4, 22.
Yeah, you think you've calmed the closest dogs enough, just kind of shooed them a little bit further away,
Right,
so
go
that
on, then.
you or anyone with you can make
Okay.
their way into the other office. It's about that point I send out my secret results for your perception checks.
Hey, you guys got a weird feeling we're being watched in here?
Definitely.
I hear something like knocking.
I mean, you think it's rats?
Definitely rats.
Although, wouldn't the dogs have eaten the rats?
I mean,
Depends on how quick they are and how healthy the dogs are.
Niccolo just tries to focus on where the sound apparently is coming from.
But it sounds like it's like coming maybe from the walls and the ceiling, but that doesn't make any sense. There's nothing here.
Niccolo, you don't hear anything.
Ain't this place haunted?
Supposedly.
Well, that's what they said, but we didn't see any ghosts.
The local children have a number of fanciful tales about this place.
I doubt the rats could make a knocking noise.
Could be something walking within the walls if they're hollow. Especially if there's a secret passage.
They'd have to be very skinny.
Yeah, Lucia goes and stands between them and goes, I mean, the walls aren't thick enough for that.
Depends. I mean, it's not like we have the blueprints.
I guess just keep an eye open.
True.
Cesare's gonna start looking at the ceiling and seeing if there's a ladder like up to an attic area or anything hidden around here. Because it sounds like it's coming from above.
Niccolo, in the
Were you-
meantime... Oh, sorry.
Sorry, I was just going to ask if Niccolo needed help with the padlock, but that might have been what you were going for, so never mind.
I was about to start on it, but it appears that there is a door of some kind over here.
As in a secret door.
Well, formally, I think it's a bit rotted. Perhaps it's been a while since any form of a maintenance was done here.
Do you need any help with the padlock, or do you have it?
I'll let you know in a minute.
All right.
All right, I'm going to go in this other office.
Adria's making her way to the other office. Lucia,
Have I searched all of the stalls?
you've checked all the stalls on the south side of the building, and you
Okay.
believe that Vittoria has checked all the stalls on the north side.
Okay, then if I'm pretty confident that there's nothing here, I guess none of us actually searched the main entryway here where like the carts would have come in. So I'll start searching the area basically between the stalls, because there's a like 30-foot gap between the stalls.
All right.
Just, again,
so,
I'm like imagining she just kind of walks, tap, tap with her foot, walk, tap, tap, listening for like a hollow sound.
yeah, and again, you're still hearing sounds coming from the walls, like a soft tap, 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 tap. It's more of almost a rapping sound, like someone knocking on the doors.
I guess Cesare will leave the office, and like I said, I'm gonna look and see if maybe there's like any way up to an attic or something like that. Cause
Like a loft or something in this
yeah,
building?
because the noises seem to be coming from above, but we definitely didn't see anybody on the roof when we came through here. So maybe there's a ladder that has to be pulled down or something.
There is not a loft that you can see above. At some points, the ceiling above is being reinforced, and it's maybe there that you're hearing this come through, where you can see the crossbeams are exposed through most of the ceiling above. You think you could probably climb up there. It looks like someone, instead of an actual ladder, it looks like iron rungs have been stabbed onto either side of a central support beam. So imagine the iron rungs on a telephone pole ascending up.
All right.
Mind you, again, in your mind, you remember Niccolo warning about this structural integrity of this place, but you could make an athletics check if you wanted to attempt to climb up there.
Oh, what the heck. Let's be adventurous today.
Uh-oh.
Okay.
Famous last words.
All right. And then, Vittoria, what are you doing right now? Adria's making her way into the other office. Cesare's climbing up. Lucia's still searching this area.
Then I'll probably just go join Niccolo, because he said, he might need help, so I'll just try to be back up.
Okay. And Niccolo's going to attempt to open that. So,
Yep.
So, Adria, you make your way into this other office. As you enter in, you see that there's, again, like the other one, although you didn't enter it, you just glanced inside, and Cesare gave you the all clear on it. You can see that there's an old desk, chair, again, some empty cupboards in here. You open up the drawers on this, glance inside, and find that whoever was in this place, either whoever came here first or whoever came after, considering that you guess children and such have probably come in here on numerous occasions, have cleared out everything in here. So the only thing you find inside of the drawer are some scattered rat droppings.
Yay.
However, as you close the top drawer, it doesn't close all the way. There's a metallic thunk sound as you try to push the drawer back in, and there's maybe a centimeter gap where it won't fully close.
Can I pull the whole drawer out
Yeah, you can remove the entire drawer.
and look in?
Doing so, it looks like on the back of this, someone nailed in place a single key.
I grab it.
Just an old iron key.
Hey, I got a key over here.
Perhaps it fits in the lock.
Maybe so.
Okay, let me bring it over and we can see.
Lucia, making your way up towards the front and searching the center of this area, you can tell the livery's front and back doors are both locked. Again, when you went through the back, it was locked and stuck. As you approach the front door, you can see that it is chained and locked, but so loosely that you could honestly separate the two barn doors that lead into this place and probably wiggle your way out.
Which means kids can have probably been able to wiggle their way in on dares and things.
Yeah, a smaller creature than you could probably easily make their way in and out, and you're positive this is how the dogs were coming and going.
Yeah, makes sense.
In addition, as you turn around, you glance back, you look up as you're watching Cesare start to climb his way up, probably reconsidering him being just a stuffy academic, cat clinging desperately to his shoulder.
She can climb. She doesn't have anything to worry about.
Should have just sent her up.
Lucia, as you look back, however, and the light from Cesare's spell begins to wash along the upper reaches of the ceiling here where the crossbeam support beams are, you see something glinting up there. Like something on the side of one of the beams, a short distance from where Cesare's climbing up right now.
Hey, Cesare, there's something glinting up there. Over on the next crossbeam over.
Cesare would follow where she's pointing. Does he see it now that she's pointed it out?
Now that she's pointed out, you do see something up there, but even from here, you can't make out what it is. You'll need to climb up to it.
All right, I'll keep climbing.
Be careful up there, all right?
I'm not that old.
You are not that old, but this building certainly is.
Let's be real, she's probably older, or he's probably older than the building.
Probably.
Probably, yeah.
All right.
But the building's showing a lot more signs of wear and tear than Cesare.
Yeah,
than
for sure.
Cesare is.
So this is your role, Heather. So I will need you to make me 3 athletics checks.
Oh Lord, 3.
Well, it's a single action, so this round it would take you 3 actions.
All right, so I don't have any bonuses on this. So the first one's a 15.
Okay, you've gotten about 5 feet up.
The second one's a 13. And the
Okay.
last one is a 12.
Okay, you've gotten 5 feet up.
Yay!
So you're going.
Yikes.
The Raven, we need to get out more.
I mean, I climb just fine.
Then you go get to the shiny thing.
I'm assuming she has a pretty good climb. I don't know what her climb ability.
Good grief.
Yep, so Vittoria, you make your way over. You and Niccolo are standing here. Niccolo, are you attempting to just break this down, squeeze through? What are you trying to do?
I mean, I was going to try to pick the padlock, but...
Okay, so yeah, you can retrieve...
I was about to say, it sounds like, though, we might have a key, so...
Okay, so you want to wait for Adria to come over?
Yeah, I'll wait.
Okay, so I suppose you and Vittoria are waiting for Adria.
And I'll go and pull out my tools, but yeah.
Watching Cesare climb as he's just making his way up, gets about 5 feet up and just kind of staring. trying to reach for a handhold, trying to figure out where to put his foot as he stares up the distance.
You have to alternate. Oh, jeez.
I know how to climb, thank you.
You're doing great, honey. You're doing great.
At the very least, he knows the theoretical way to climb.
The Raven, you're not helping.
We did read a book on spelunking once.
Oh,
Reading and doing are two very different things.
It's good practice.
I figure while this is all going on, Vittoria is still trying to listen very closely to the sounds in the walls.
You can still hear them. They're coming from somewhere in the walls. Like rats. Rats in the walls.
I don't like it. I don't like that. That's not good.
Adria, you make your way over and join Niccolo.
Here's your key.
Very well
Hold on,
done.
key.
Niccolo takes it and then tries it on the padlock to see if it works.
The padlock has been left here for, you think, decades. It takes a little bit of force, but there's a satisfying pop as the key finally turns and the padlock pops open.
Hey.
He goes to hand it back to Adria. Much better. Thank you.
She'll put it in her pocket. Yeah, sure.
After that, the gate swings open quietly. Are all of you just watching Cesare at this point, or?
Wait, the gate swings open quietly? Huh.
Surprisingly.
That seems odd.
That is not what I would have expected.
What's the gate made of?
Iron.
Oh. Yeah, I don't know. That's weird.
Niccolo will take a look at it to see if it's been greased recently or something like that.
Because I assume it would be rusty from just,
I mean, the
years of
lock
abandonment.
is, so I assume that the gate would be as well.
The gate should be too.
Yeah.
Especially because moisture would be able to get in to the the holes in the roof and stuff.
Oh yeah, well I mean, or the dog's peeing on it occasionally too, and whatever else.
They may have avoided this place.
The oil isn't fresh, but as you put your finger to it, raise it back up, it's still viscous.
Instead of critiquing my climbing, is there anyone else who may be better at it?
He says from 5 feet up, looking at how to get down.
We're all just watching you.
Yeah, considering it's athletics, I only have a +1, so...
Nicolo's got a +6.
All right, so
wow.
Cesare's gonna drop the 5 feet down. I imagine I can still do that without getting hurt.
Yeah, you can automatically drop down 5 feet without taking damage.
If it was acrobatics, I could help you.
Yeah, I was gonna say
Yeah.
acrobatics. Is more my
Acrobatics,
bag.
I have a little bit of a bonus on.
Yeah, no, Nicolo's definitely much more just like, nah, I just climb and tumble and
Silly rogues.
Athletic boy.
swim and whatever. I mean, he's gone swimming in the river. It was probably a bad idea, but he did.
It's been a long time since I've been swimming.
I just can't imagine that river being too pleasant.
Depending on where you're swimming.
Well, yes, true. I'm sure
Yeah,
the
if you're
section.
swimming upriver from the city, you're good.
Yeah, I'm sure that section's very nice.
So Cesare lets go, drops down 5 feet, and kind of, brushes his hands together before motioning at the ladder for Niccolo.
Niccolo smiles. Well, it was worth the attempt.
It's been a while since I've been out of the classroom, let us say.
You know what? Good on you for trying.
Victoria
Niccolo
just
approaches.
smirks.
Of course, now
All
he's
right.
gonna stack it off the side or something and make an idiot of himself. But let's see what happens. It's like that's what I get for being even playfully condescending.
Y'all making fun of the 198-year-old man.
Come on,
Okay,
Grandpa.
you're an
get out
elf.
there.
That means you're young.
Well, I'm gonna try to climb this thing, so I'll start with an athletics check.
Okay.
Well, here we go. I may have stacked it. I roll a 2 for an 8. I don't think
You're not
that
going
fails.
anywhere, but that's not a critical failure, so there's that at least.
I was gonna say,
Hey.
Cesare crosses his arms over his chest and just raises an eyebrow at Niccolo.
I then
Why
roll
is
a,
it so hard in second edition? This is like a ladder, guys.
I roll a, well, I mean, it's not really a ladder, though. It's like just nails suspended on a board. I
Yeah.
The DC is
guess.
also higher because the wood is rotted through.
mean, next I roll a 13 for a 19.
That'll get you somewhere.
Yeah, you get about 5 feet up.
And then finally roll a 6 for a 12. So, yeah, no.
Okay. You're stuck at the same rung. I mean, you can keep trying the next round if you guys are just waiting
Yeah.
for him.
Yeah, sure.
All right.
This is when taking 10 would be really useful, wouldn't it? Actually, no, probably taking 10 doesn't even work on this.
No.
Oh,
And you can't really take 10 in second edition,
No,
not the way
you
you could in
can't.
first.
I mean, there's a feat for it, but...
But it's not really taking 10.
It's not even really
No.
taking 10, yeah. Niccolo kind of smirks a little bit. It appears that I will be eating crow today.
you know, you have to alternate.
He rolls a 9 for a 15.
You got about 10 feet up as you managed to get past that rung that was holding up both you and Cesare.
Yes. There's the trick to it.
Do you see the shiny thing that Lucia pointed out?
He rolls another 9 for a 15. Do I see it?
You climb up, now 15 feet above the ground. As you reach the top, bring up one arm, grab onto one of the support beams. You see something, and leaning far out, again, probably getting a little bit of the tenseness from the group below you as you're having to hold onto the rung and then lean as far as you can to reach out, grab onto this. It's small, and as you pull it back to your hand, it's a ring.
Huh.
As you turn it around and look it over, there's a symbol on this. You think it's a signet, although you don't recognize what the signet represents. However, you can tell it looks to be white gold or platinum.
Wow.
Ooh, fancy.
Even just holding it, you can tell that this ring is probably worth more money than you make in a couple of months.
Yeah, definitely.
Forever's keeping treasure. It is worth 10 gold pieces.
10
Yeah.
gold?
Y'all,
Yeah,
we're gonna go
that's,
shopping.
Silver.
I was going to say, we've just made bank.
It is a very nice ring. Niccolo,
Holy
I guess,
cow.
starts to climb down.
Was there anything else up there? Didn't you say there was kind of, it wasn't a loft area, but it was just above the beams?
Getting up to there, again, there isn't a loft. There's some areas where the ceiling has been reinforced. The only difference is Niccolo, you can now hear a soft rapping coming from places.
Huh. No, I hear it too. I don't see anybody up here, though.
So,
we would have noticed someone up on the ceiling, though.
I mean, I would have think I would.
so what do you think that there was a ring doing up there? That's kind of weird, right?
I mean, if a rat took it.
It's some
guess.
sort of signet. I do not recognize the symbol.
Oh, you know who would have taken it? Crows or ravens. They're really into shiny things.
Bring back that ring and maybe I can tell whose it is.
I mean, does Niccolo have to make athletics checks to climb down?
You will need to.
Okay, I thought so.
Well, that was strange. Now, question. The supposed hauntings that happen here, what nature of haunting are they?
It really depends upon who you ask.
So, like a red stain appearing on a wall is normal?
Wait, what?
What?
What are you
What?
talking about?
Well, I just noticed a red stain show up on the wall over there. It's not there anymore, obviously. Hence why I asked about ghosts.
Honey, you okay? Adria feels your forehead.
I'm not sick. I'm observant.
Cesare is gonna blast off detect magic. Why not?
Okay, well, real quick, let's go and see whether or not Niccolo can keep himself from just falling off of this beam.
My
Yeah,
first one
that's important.
was an 11 total.
Yeah, so that didn't succeed.
Niccolo's second roll is a 19 for a 25 total.
Yeah, with the 25, you critically succeed, managing to climb down 10 feet, and then you can just drop the last 5.
Very well. Then I will just
You
do that.
thunk down into the dust and old hay here.
Red stain.
Might I take a look at the ring?
Yeah, what kind of signet is on the ring?
Yeah, he'll hand over the ring to whoever wants to take it.
Or I'll take a peek.
So who's looking at the ring, and is Cesare detecting magic?
Yeah, Cesare's gonna cast detect magic. I can do it at will. It's my innate elven spell.
I mean, Niccolo will try to see if he can notice any other red stains or other things.
Yeah,
going
now
on
I'm looking around
here.
at the walls for blood or whatever.
Okay, so Cesare casting Detect Magic. The rolling energies come off of you.
He flinches slightly as the spell goes off.
There's something magic going on here.
Detect magic doesn't. I have to cast Read Aura to figure out what school and all that is now.
And you'd
Yeah.
actually have to find the source of it.
Yeah,
But you do learn.
you're gonna send me stuff. It's exciting.
I love knowing things that other people don't know at the table.
You learn the following.
Ta-la-la-la-la.
While everyone else kind of crowds around the ring, Cesare looks around in circles as his magical senses and his Arcana secret roll goes off.
There is a magic here. There might be these noises and the appearance of the blood that might be from a prestidigitation spell. It doesn't disprove that there may be ghosts involved, but it's most likely minor magic to keep people from investigating the place.
So, whoever's doing this is trying to mess with us. They don't want us to investigate.
Or anyone to investigate. If the children think it's haunted, I imagine this has been going on for a long time.
Then does that mean somebody just stays here every day doing this?
That's weird.
Cesare shrugs.
Hey, hidden guy or lady, if you become visible, we'll give you a snack.
I like it.
I think we might want to have something a little bit more alluring than a snack.
Cesare looks over at Adria like, really?
Adria shrugs. I don't know, they're probably hungry. They've been here casting prestidigitation for like hours.
I mean, if it makes any difference, it would work on me. I'm pretty hungry.
Well, the secret door you found beyond the gate is the only place that we haven't looked. It's most likely that they are there.
I mean, again, there does not appear to be anybody here at all.
Although maybe it's just a ghost. All right, so should we go in here?
Just to throw this out here, and I don't really think it's necessary for it to be secretive. Adria, Lucia, and Vittoria. Lucia just happened to roll really well, I think. Because I don't think this is a very good skill for you. All of you are aware that a prestidigitation effect or anything like that, possibly an innate occult magic for a poltergeist or something like that. So while it's manifesting
goody.
as a spell or a cantrip, it could actually be the effects of an actual ghost or poltergeist.
Okay, so it probably is just a ghost. Never mind then, because they probably ain't gonna eat nothing.
I'm not certain that's better.
Oh, well, yeah, I don't know.
Looking over this ring, so Vittoria and Lucia can both recognize this ring as belonging to the now defunct House Juliac.
They own the livery.
Yes.
Oh, makes sense. They left a very, very valuable item sitting there on the crossbeams.
It got stolen.
I mean, maybe one of them climbed up there and was like, wait, I don't want to scratch up my ring, and took it off and set it down to hammer in some nails or something, and then just forgot to ever get it back.
Sure.
Where did I put that
And then
ring?
just bought another ring
No.
because like 10 gold's nothing because I'm rich.
Probably got set down, and then when everything went belly up, it got stolen by a rat. Or probably more likely a raven,
raven.
because they like shiny things. This ring makes sense to be here, considering it's one of the Juliac family. Why it's still here, that's another mystery.
Does the family exist at all in any sort of capacity anymore, or are they basically a dead house?
For all intents and purposes, they are a dead house.
Oh.
You're not positive if any other branches of the family still exist in other cities. But as far as Cantargo is concerned, no one claims that family name any longer.
Well, find us, keep us.
All that is left is this secret, not so secret door.
Then I suppose we have one direction to go.
Excellent.
So I guess Niccolo will begin approaching the quote-unquote secret door.
Cesare's gonna stay in the back, considering he is a squishy wizard.
Okay.
Vittoria is probably going to be right behind Niccolo, because she's curious.
I have light,
Yeah.
so I tend to be in the middle-ish.
I'm gonna say, I think Niccolo probably is going to go in the front, just checking for traps and the like. I'll probably be right behind him.
Yeah, I do have the trap finder thing. And then Niccolo also is carrying his staff one-handed, so...
I think the Swashbuckler has the better attack stuff, but I could be wrong.
Yeah, unfortunately, having to carry the torch does mean I have slightly less defensiveness.
You can put it back down. I have light and Cesare has light.
I mean, I guess I can drop it when combat breaks out. If it breaks out, it could
Please
be a
don't drop
ghost.
the fire in the old livery.
Yeah,
With a
this
bunch
might
of
not be the
hay on
best
the
place
ground.
to do it.
Fair. What is her wisdom?
Oh no, no!
Oh gosh, I have a
we'd
10
stop
wisdom.
you.
Adria
Unholy
takes your torch
Asmodeus.
from you and quenches it.
So you make your way through. As you enter into this area, you realize that this should be the killing floor. When this place was still a slaughterhouse, a creature would be loaded into this narrow hallway, then locked in place with its head in the grate, after which a worker would deliver a death blow to the restrained animal, usually using a sledge. It doesn't look like
Lovely.
it's been used for that purpose in some time, although it does look like they just retrofitted this door for that purpose.
Makes me think of Chernobog.
Yeah.
Niccolo, as you take point and begin making your way, you can see the collapsed section of wall opposite of you as you make your way forward, where you've been staring into the building when you first arrived. Again, you can even seeing the inside and seeing a bit more of the damage. You don't think punching through that wall would be too difficult, but again, you're not positive the structural integrity of this place
Yeah.
and whether or not it could stand losing a support beam.
Niccolo does not want to try it.
Yikes.
The secret, not so secret door here still hangs partially open on its decayed hinges and looks to be an obvious entrance now. Although were it closed, you think it would probably be rather difficult to notice it. Regardless, it stands propped open about 6 inches right now.
Whoever maintains this place is, I don't know. It just seems oddly incomplete to grease the gate but not do anything about the door.
I don't know if maintained is the right word.
I mean, how long does greasing a door work for? I mean, if the door's never opened or anything, right?
Depends on the quality of the grease.
True.
Yeah, it might have been real nice grease.
Niccolo, I guess, peers inside the door.
Cracking open the door, looking inside, your fiendish eyes letting you see in the utter darkness inside. This room has weathered the years surprisingly well, almost as if the walls here are somehow more reinforced than the rest of the structure. It looks like an old workroom, housing numerous old slaughterhouse tools, what may be some veterinary equipment, old woodworking tools, all of which are covered with a thick layer of dust. Heavy mallets, crumbling ropes, tools for restraining animals hang from the pegs in the walls along the walls, as well as resting atop the leaning tables in here. In the far corner of the room, a trap door sits propped open by a block of wood.
So it's already propped open,
Yes.
like we've been expected.
Anyone else getting the idea this is a little too easy?
Much like the secret door were this closed, it would blend almost perfectly with the floor.
That is odd. Otherwise, this place does not appear to have been disturbed in some time.
Well, perhaps we aren't the only ones in search of the Silver Ravens.
Or it's a trap.
Could be.
It's a little too
Or-
obvious, right?
Perhaps a gang of thieves has taken up residence here. It's a good hideout. Maybe it doesn't have anything to do with the Silver Ravens. They just stumbled upon it in an abandoned building.
Yeah, I mean, that would make sense. All right, well, let's go
But
in.
if you're using
Yeah.
it as a hideout, why would you make it so easy to find?
Maybe you got a lot of real dumb members that can't find stuff.
Lucia kind of just takes that in and kind of nods with a, actually, that makes some sense.
Other than the children who all dare each other to come in, I mean, who else comes in here?
And they had to get through that locked area.
I suppose all of you are entering the room.
Yeah, at the very least, Niccolo is.
Yeah, I want to look at the tools and stuff and see if they're still good.
Hold on, before anybody starts stepping on things. Do you see that?
See what?
There are strange tracks and patterns in the dust.
No, I don't see that, honey.
No.
Like, when you say strange, like, what kind of strange? Like, not human strange? Or, like, just, like, there's wagon wheels in places there shouldn't be wagon wheels?
Anyone that wishes to investigate it may.
I feel like one person at a time should do it, though. Otherwise, we risk contaminating the crime scene.
It's not a crime scene.
Everything's a crime scene.
Well, I was going to say everything's a crime
Everything's
scene
a
to
crime
the
scene.
investigator.
I will mention for the edification of our audience, Rachel playing an investigator has the That's Odd feet, which means that I have to give her clues every time she walks into a room if there's something that she can make a roll on.
Ah, nice, investigator.
So every time she walks into, like, for instance, she didn't walk into the room, but if she'd walked into the room, I would have had to have pointed out the desk drawer that Adria found. She wouldn't have had to make a perception check. She would have just been like, there's something weird about that desk. She didn't have to make a perception check to figure out what's weird about it, but...
I love that this is a class that makes you accommodate the feature. Like the GM has to accommodate you.
I have to make little notes on here for when to,
Yeah, literally just have her search
y'all don't
everywhere.
know this yet, that I'm super observant. We are learning.
We've noticed.
I can observe you.
like, we literally don't. This is like our first outing, yo.
But look how observant she's being so far.
So I would like to investigate.
You can all step into the room. Again, these marks are everywhere. Now that she's pointed this out, all of you can see that they crisscross the floor, the tables, here and there on the wall.
That's weird.
Strangely and suddenly, all the sound stops.
Oh, I think we scared him, whoever was making them sounds.
Scared may not be the right word.
They may not like that we're getting close to where they are. Cesare gestures towards the trapdoor.
Oh, I feel like the sounds would have gotten louder or something if they thought we were getting close.
It's time for that poltergeist to start pelting us with things.
All right, so I need to hand out a lot of these real quick.
Yeah, no worries.
No worries, mate.
Yeah, you make your way forward. You look over these tiny little prints.
Oh.
They're odd looking, like tiny clawed hands.
Oh, these look like grimples.
Grimples?
What?
Yeah, they're
sorry,
kind of.
what?
What's a grimple?
They're like evil
Are you
gremlin
certain?
things. They kind of look like a possum, but real hungry, real starved.
Could they be what's making the noises? Would they have magic?
Are you sure they're not actually just possums?
I mean, they look more like handprints.
the
and
handprint part.
Possums don't typically have. I mean,
Actually, if hey, hold on one second, I'll pull it up real quick because I had to look up recently.
Also, possums are real great. They're nocturnal. They were brought here from Arcadia, unintentionally, like stowaway, like situation on ships and whatnot.
Yes, I've had to encounter a few just at my time at the docks.
Ah, yeah. What's good about them is they can eat ticks and they ain't able to get rabies, so that's good. Druid facts.
Share this real quick.
Oh, okay.
They look like freaky little handprints.
They do.
look like little handprints.
Okay.
They also
so-
like to crawl into your garage and scare your cats and so wake you up. And then you go out in the garage and there's a giant possum and the cats are like pointing at it like WTF.
Yeah, my parents have a big possum that we named Gus in the backyard that eats the cat food and then wanders off. He's
and
very
they
fat.
hiss. Like they hiss. It's really weird.
There's a local possum that sometimes comes into the garage when it gets really cold, and Buddy and Mama Cat do not like it. They're like, what the is that thing?
That's not a cat. Definitely not a cat.
it is possible that they are just possums, but judging by all of the strange activity, I'm less inclined to believe so.
Are they intelligent creatures? Could they have propped open these doors to make it easier for them to get in and out?
Can they cast magic is the question I have about them.
A possum?
I think she means the
Yes,
grimples.
possums do not cast magic.
I know.
Possums totally cast magic, y'all.
They're magical, but they don't cast magic.
They're magical, terrifying little creatures, but they do not
They're
cast
not
magic.
terrifying. They're freaking adorable.
They're
And they
so
are
More scared
ugly.
of
I
you than
love
you are
them.
of them.
They're good for the environment. Don't hurt
They are.
possums.
Possum's
I think they're
excellent.
cute.
This is a pro possum podcast.
Possum pod.
I bet you there's gonna be one now.
That'd be cool. Okay, so they're Fae, so they're kind of bad. They probably can mess with us with the prestidigitation, if they wanted to. Yeah, they're like, gremlins. They're bad.
So you can't feed them after midnight.
Well, I mean, I think they feed themselves mostly.
Like saboteurs. Like they just like mess with stuff.
Yeah, exactly. You hate having them around because they're gonna mess with your stuff in annoying ways.
Well,
So what they're doing here is on par for what a grimple would normally do.
True, they probably mess with them dogs in there too, so we should really show them what for.
if we see any, I suppose we shall do that, yes.
In addition to all of that, I went ahead and just recalled knowledge a couple more times for everybody. Until since you're not in a combat situation, you're not having to use an action to recall knowledge. Only Adria knows anything more about them, though.
Oh, yeah, me. Oh, God. They got lice. It's real gross. So be careful because if they touch you, you're going to get infested. You're going to itch. And it's going to be real gross. So they can't live on you for a long time because you ain't a gremlin. But you'll have a whole day of itching. It'll be real bad for you.
The lice are also gremlins.
Yeah, they're gremlin lice.
I hate that.
It's a whole thing.
I hate that so much.
I hate it.
Cesare puts a hand on Raven and takes a step back from the trapdoor.
Oh, great. I'm trapped between mange and lice now is what you're telling
It's
me.
okay. We can just submerge it in some water and you'll be fine. The water's bad. Freezing temperature's also bad, but it's not that cold yet here. Additionally, them grimples is nasty. They will vomit just a line of nastiness, and they do it all the time, and it's real gross. So, bear in mind not to stand in a straight line or they'll hit all of us.
You mean like we're doing right now?
Yes.
Raven, remember the conversation we had about how joining this rebellion was a good idea?
To be fair, I didn't know that it involved vomit at the time.
Yeah, grimples really weren't part of the equation when any of us signed up. I didn't figure grimples would be a thing. So I don't know.
It's a dirty job, but somebody has to do it.
I mean, they puke on us, they give us some lice, we go take a bath. No
It's
big deal,
true.
right?
It's true.
All right, I think Niccolo and Lucia. I think
Lucia.
Niccolo and Lucia should go first.
All right.
He says,
okay.
go
I mean,
frontline,
sure.
go.
I mean, I haven't taken a bath today, so this will be fine.
I mean, I'm fine with taking a bath, but mostly I think we should just kill them real fast. Like, they're bad.
I have to go teach after this.
Oh,
Niccolo sighs and starts climbing down the ladder, I guess, assuming that everyone's ready to go.
I'm ready. I'm ready. Wait, were the tools usable?
No.
Oh,
Most of them are rotted through. The handles are old. Again, these have been sitting in decent containment here, but still sitting here for almost 70 years.
Okay.
Since the end of the Cellist Civil War. So most of them are either the handles are rotted, the metal is rusted, any of the
All right.
leather has decayed.
That would have been too nice.
Yep. Niccolo, you make your way across the dusty room. Cracks in the ceiling overhead cause slanting lines of light to fall down. The light pours into the room as the rest of your party enters.
I'm really afraid that when you open this, one of these things is going to launch itself at your face.
Oh, probably.
The stream of vomit just shoots up out of the hole.
Oh,
I found one.
It's Ghostbusters meets
I think it's just Ghostbusters because
Yeah.
Slimer's pretty nasty.
Yeah.
meets The Exorcist.
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah.
So it's just slime and pea soup.
Oh.
That fortunately doesn't happen. However, the moment you open this, as you stand over it, this eye-watering stench of urine and feces just
Ew.
rolls up to the point that it
Ew.
stings your eyes.
Oh,
Ugh.
Gross.
jeez. Are we sure about this?
I don't suppose we have, just a bomb of Febreze we can drop
Yes.
down in there.
We'll
Oh
bring
my
some
God.
Febreze next time. Everybody tie your face.
Let me run down to that grocery store down the street and buy some Febreze. I'll be right back.
Everybody tie
Clean
some cloth
plug-in.
over your face. It'll be fine.
Nicholas shrugs. All right. Well, this is not the worst day I've ever had at any rate. He then
Oh,
starts
I don't want to
climbing
hear
down.
about your worst day then.
No, you really don't. Niccolo has done a lot of very dubious jobs.
Oh boy.
So you make your way forward. As you descend down, again, the air becomes cooler. You pass by the wooden slats that make up the underside of the livery above and climb down past the stone foundation, down about, you'd say, some 20 feet or so. Fortunately, the iron rungs in the ladder are make this a DC 5, and so since you literally cannot fail a DC 5, you descend without an issue. As you exit into the room below, the chamber is large. The stench becomes worse and worse as you make your way down, to the point that you're doing everything you can to just breathe through your mouth and not think about it.
You'll go sensory blind in a little bit. Just give it a sec.
Great.
In the darkness
what you wanna think
here,
about.
your eyes quickly adjust, drinking it in with your dark vision. Feces covers the floor here. Not that of people, but animal droppings. Small rat pellets, some large rat pellets scattered about the floor here. Nests made of chewed crates and barrels line the walls, while rusty knives and hooks cover the tabletops of this room. A single door exits out of the room, and you hear scurrying coming from the far side of the room. And your reflective eyes catch a reflective light of 2 pinpoints here and there amongst these nests staring back out at you. They're not immediately moving to attack.
Niccolo, I guess, whispers up, something's in here.
Are they animals or are they grimples?
I don't know. I just see ice.
I know things are in there because I can smell them. Ugh.
Adria, you said that they were fae.
Yeah.
Cesare's gonna call down in Sylvan. Hello, are there any grimples down there?
Niccolo looks over, I guess, at the pinpoints of light. Does he see them react?
There's a momentary, you're kind of waiting to see, is something going to react? A rat scampers out from the pile and darts across the room. 2 or 3 more scamper out as well.
Oh, no.
And begin to separate. And then this sleek, black, 3 feet of rodent crawls out, shifting the pile around him as he steps out. As a second one, fully dog size, begins to crawl from another pile, and a third one brings his head up and sticks it out of the chewed top of a barrel as they begin to climb out.
Are they rats or are they
Gross.
grimples?
They appear to be rats. Rats of unusual size.
Oh, they're ROUSs.
Raven, good news! I found you some food.
Unfortunately, in this case,
Oh.
he is down there alone.
Oh, no. I was like, I thought Lucia was following.
I'm literally
Lucia's
at
on
the
the
top
ladder,
of the
like,
stairs. Yeah.
Is on
Yeah,
the
but
ladder
why
top
aren't
of the
you
ladder.
going down?
Well, I was going down, but then there was a stop. Let's try to talk to a moment. So she just really doesn't want to go down in the feces.
So go ahead and give
I
me
don't want
initiative
it.
from the party.
Oh, God.
Fun.
Goodness. I assuming perception because we weren't really stealthing.
No one was stealthing.
I wasn't
Dang it.
stealthing. That's not a skill that's great for me.
I need to just start stealthing everywhere I go.
Oh, boy. This is the best day ever.
Is it?
Yeah, the description of this place is
Yeah,
nasty.
sure. Why not?
This is like the when you go into the hoarder's house and they've got all that disgusting stuff everywhere and there's rats and cats and all kinds of stuff just doing their business all over the floors. Ew. This can't be the hideout. It's too gross. I don't want it. We make our own hideout.
I mean, we can clean it in theory. There's this
The
deific
smell
figure
is
I've
never
heard
going
of.
away.
The name of Mr. Clean. Apparently, all you have to do
Invocation ritual.
is invoke his name, and things are restored to their former glory.
We get his magic eraser and we start going to
Yes.
town on this.
We hire
Praise
some people
Mr.
to
Clean.
This episode brought to you by Mr. Clean, apparently.
I don't like this.
Mr. Clean and Nature's Miracle. Gracious.
Yeah.
All right, Adria.
Adria rolls a 17 for a 25 on her perception.
Jesus.
Nice.
Or no, I'm trained and I'm wisdom based.
Good for you.
And a wisdom
right.
caster.
Lucia.
Trained in wisdom.
I'm an expert in perception, but I only roll a 4 for a 9.
Oh,
Cesare.
Cesare rolls a 6 for a 10.
All right.
He's like, yeah, rats and gross. No.
Vittoria.
Victoria rolled an 18 for a 24.
Okay. Niccolo.
Niccolo rolled a 10 for a 15.
The rats of unusual size. All right. So combat begins. Adria, you have first initiative. You just know something's going bad down there.
how far down is it?
It's 20 feet down the ladder.
Is there a way to acrobatics or something to get down there without the ladder? Jump
I'm
and do
kind
a
of
cool
blocking
flip?
the way. That's kind of the problem.
Otherwise, I'm relatively sure I can't even see these things.
No, you certainly can't see them.
Yeah, so I need to be down there somehow.
I mean, you can climb down the ladder if you so wish, and at the very least get down into the room. Currently, Lucia's 5 feet up the ladder, Niccolo's there, so if you climb down, you'd be directly over Lucia, which would let you see into the room.
Yeah.
And you could cast a spell or something from there.
Then I shall attempt to climb down the ladder some.
So it'd be 1 action to reach the ladder, 1 action to climb.
Okay, 17. I get an 18 to climb down the ladder.
Okay, so that's a critical success, so you can climb 10 feet down the ladder and you have 1 action remaining.
I don't think I have anything that's 1 action. Yep, I'm pretty sure everything I have is 2 actions. So I guess I'll just drop to
Be
the
there.
floor.
Okay,
Yeah.
you
If
will
you
take
drop to the
damage
floor,
if you
you're-
drop the 10 feet.
Oh,
Yeah.
You can recall knowledge.
I guess so, yeah. I'll know things about rats.
Giant rats.
Rats of unusual size.
That's in my wheelhouse. Nature.
Yeah.
All right, so let me go ahead and get that knowledge check here.
Because otherwise, Niccolo certainly doesn't have nature.
Yeah, neither does Lucia. I didn't expect to have nature in my urban campaign.
There's animals
I
in
mean-
the city.
Yeah. Nature is all around us. Screaming and tearing and
Yeah, I know,
gnashing
right?
teeth all around us.
Yeah, they're rats. They're big, so they can't hide as easily, but they're definitely rats.
Their teeth never stop growing! Anyway, that's all you know.
Ah, no.
They carry things like the plague,
The plague.
Great. Just what
Not-
I needed.
mechanically, but in real life history.
No, I know, but
I guess technically that was
Victoria.
lice. Oh well.
yeah, it was more the lice and fleas and stuff. But
You can get on the ladder, but you're not going to be able to get down there
Yeah.
this turn.
I guess I'll get on
unless
the
you
ladder.
just want to fall. But yeah.
I mean, I don't know if there's any other recall I can do.
I mean, you can also try.
Well, I mean, technically, she said that there are giant rats down there, so you can make a recall knowledge if you wish.
Yeah, I'll do that while I'm on the ladder.
All right, so you move over, you start climbing down the ladder. Keep in mind, this would have also applied to Adria. You do have to have both hands free to climb. But I'm going to assume everyone
Yep.
probably sheathed their weapons knowing that they were about to climb down a ladder.
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah.
I didn't really have a weapon out, so.
So Vittoria moves over, starts climbing on the ladder. Go ahead and make me an athletics check to climb, and then I'll make your knowledge nature.
Rolled a 15 for a 17.
15 for a 17?
Yes.
All right. Well, that gets you down directly above Adria. You could actually go further down, but you can't because Adria is below you.
Oh,
I was
hi.
gonna say we're all in a line here. Speaking of vomiting in a line.
You know everything that Adria knows about giant rats. You could attempt to recall knowledge again next round, but that's all you know about them right now.
They're just big rats, I mean, honestly.
It's just a big old rat.
Woohoo.
It's a big dog-sized rat.
Ew.
Speaking of the big old rats,
Uh-oh.
It's their turn.
Come on.
Uh-oh.
I was really hoping to be able to go before them.
so the first one uses 1 action to run up towards you,
Yep.
and he's gonna bite.
Am I no longer on the ladder, by the way?
You are off the ladder.
Okay.
You were able to step down into the room, but that was all you were able to do.
That's important because I don't have combat climber, so I would have been flat-footed otherwise.
So that's a 13 as the rat dives at you.
13 does not hit me. Armor,
Alright,
don't fail me now.
Tries again with a 10, which I don't think is going to hit.
No.
The next rat rushes up towards you, bites out twice with a 12 and a 11.
No and no.
The third rat rushes Niccolo as he's just like,
Good
oh
gracious.
god.
So many rats. Why?
That's a 13.
Nope.
Maybe that'll do it. That's a 17.
A 17 does not.
Oh.
Oh,
So
By
yeah.
1, but it does not.
nice.
Ooh.
So yeah, the ladies on the ladder above Niccolo look down and just see him being swarmed by these 3 dog-sized rats. They are 3 feet tall when they're standing on their back legs.
Ugh.
Yeah, they're gross.
By the gods,
Ew.
why? Why so many rats?
Hey, we're coming, we're coming.
From the rats, we go to Niccolo.
Hey,
Stab, stab,
it's your
stab.
boy. Nicolo's gonna take a step over. Sorry, I'm getting like 3 systems confused right now.
All right, so you step,
He'll use an interact action to draw his staff in a 2-handed grip.
which I believe is going to provoke.
If they have it, it does.
No,
Rats
they
have
don't.
attack.
I was
I was
gonna
say
say, I would be
rats have
so
attack
surprised.
opportunity. Really?
I mean, I don't know. I don't know their lives.
They're so quick.
That one rat has a level of fighter.
Oh, God.
Curses. And then Niccolo will go in and strike the rat directly to the south of him, having cleared off some space by the ladder, so hopefully his friends can get down. So
All right.
roll an attack.
So you slide to the side, pull out your stave, swing it with it.
That is a roll of 14 for a 20 total.
20 will strike your target as there is a meaty thunk of rat impact.
Rat impact.
He rolls 6 for 9 damage on the thing.
There is a crack as you slam into the side of this thing's skull, and it just thumps down with a meaty slap.
I got one of them.
Nice.
Cesare, there's a bit of a traffic jam ahead
Yeah,
of you.
Cesare's gonna
Yeah.
walk over to the edge of the
I
trapdoor
rolled
and
poorly.
just kind of look down, and he's gonna wait till the ladder clears out.
You can ready an action to do a single action, technically. So you can ready to start climbing once there's some room.
Yeah,
Start-
I suppose Cesare will do that.
All right, so you ready in action. You're ready in action to take the climb action. All right.
Yep.
So from Cesare, we go to Lucia.
Okay, how far up am I on the ladder?
You're 5 feet up. You can just let go.
Okay, so I will. Can I let go and be not like directly underneath the ladder so that somebody else can come down?
So you would drop 5 feet. You would then still be able to continue your move.
Okay, so I'll drop and then move to the side, basically opposite the ladder from Nico, or Niccolo.
Okay, Niccolo.
Niccolo. And then I will use an interact action to draw my rapier, and I will stab the rat right in front of me.
All right, so you whip your rapier free, slide to the side, thrust out at the rat.
Caramba. I roll a 5 for a 12.
A 12 will not strike the rat.
Yep. Doesn't matter what kind
try,
of dice.
though.
Bad luck. Bad luck. Abounds.
So, yep, you step off to the side, slice out, unfortunately missing the rat, bring us to Adria.
Ooh. Adria finishes climbing.
All right, so it's going to be another athletics.
She gets a 6.
A 6 does succeed.
Oh, okay.
It's DC 5.
Is she close enough that she can drop, or does she need to keep climbing?
Yeah, that brings you 5 feet down, at which point you can drop. You can also continue moving after you drop if you so wish.
Is there anywhere I can... Oh, yeah, you know what? Yeah, sure. I'll move to the other side of Niccolo.
All right, so you go rushing past as you rush into the room. Rat snipping at your heel as you go darting by.
And I guess I'll draw my hand crossbow.
All right, so you pull your crossbow, taking us from Adria to Vittoria. You're still on the ladder. You were 10 feet up.
I would like to climb down the ladder.
Actually, you're 15 feet up, but yeah.
Yep.
I rolled a 5 for a 7.
All right, so you're now 10 feet up.
I'll continue climbing.
Okay,
I rolled a 15 for a 17.
cool.
Hey.
So that will get you down to the bottom.
All right.
You have a single action remaining.
I would like to draw my short sword.
All right. So the ladder is clear at this point, which means Cesare's action could go off, so you can go ahead and make me a athletics check.
I roll an 8.
That gets you 5 feet down the ladder.
Yeah, there you go.
So Cesare's on his way.
Welcome to Find the Path presents climbing.
You gotta learn somehow. That brings us to the rats, who will now try to eat people. One's gonna go after Niccolo
course.
again.
Yay! I love being bitten by rats.
That's a natural 1, that's a critical failure.
Hey!
That's better, that's a 14 though.
Nope.
And he'll go for broke, he'll try the third one. Ooh, he rolls really well. That's still a 14 though.
Nope. I
Sad
feel
times.
like it's just I'm covered in chainmail. It's like, eh.
Yeah,
That wouldn't
again,
even
it's
hit
like
me.
it's probably bitten onto your leg, but it just cannot get through the chainmail and your thick leather boots.
Get off, you little piece of...
The other one's going to dive to the attack against Lucia.
Okay.
That first one, that's a 19. That might
hits
even
me.
hit Niccolo.
Oh. Yeah, that would
Yeah,
hit
that hits
me,
me.
yeah.
Ouch! Chomping a hole for 7 points of damage.
Ow.
Incisors
Dang.
dig into your calf.
These things hurt, jeez.
Jeez Louise. All right, they're on a third of my hit points.
It will then go ahead and bite again. That's a 5.
No.
It'll bite a third time. I don't know.
Not once.
That's a
not
17.
Twice, thrice.
17 won't hit me.
All right, so you
Hey.
managed to duck out of the way of the last one, and Go and make me a fortitude save while you're at it.
Yeah, I figured that was. I was waiting for that part to happen. What my fort save is +4.
Cesare's
bother.
like, you know what? Ladder's fine.
I love this
yeah,
ladder.
you should probably stay on that ladder. I roll a 5 for a 9. I'm diseased.
Oh.
We'll have to
That's
medicine
probably
you.
bad. I'm gonna need some TLC when we're done with this.
Hey, luckily you're staying with Adria.
You got
true.
either
I know,
filth
right?
fever or rabies.
Yeah,
Or
either
both.
of those is bad.
Why not both?
Great.
Throw blinding sickness in
Great.
there. Why not?
Oh.
Great. Just grand.
And mummy rot. These are
And
mummy
tetanus.
rats.
One of them has a metal tooth.
These actually aren't rats. They're just
Sorry, I just like the idea of like some idiot just being like, "Hey, this rat's missing a tooth. Let me just jam a steel one in there."
A rusty old nail.
rusty old now. Yeah, they're not actually rats. They're just Komodo dragons with fur coats.
Oh, God.
Oh,
Oh
no.
gosh.
That brings us to Niccolo.
Oh, hey, Niccolo. Niccolo's going to advance 10 feet with a stride,
All right, so you stride forward, outflanking the rat.
outflanking the rat opposite Lucia. He nods over at Lucia before swinging. I'll go on ahead and try again with the staff.
Splat.
He rolls a 9 for a 15. The rat is flat-footed.
It is flat-footed, and a 15 will therefore hit as you bring your
Hey.
stave to bear, swinging down at the rat.
Sneak bludgeon it, Ross.
That's the plan. I love being able to smash things. It's fun. Oh dear. Oh.
I'll tell you the
boy.
honest truth, and I think this is justified because this is episode 4. I forgot Ross was even a rogue. For some reason, I keep picturing he's playing a fighter.
Nope, he's a rogue.
Nah, he's just a beefy rogue.
So that's 5 damage normally for the staff, but I roll an extra 6 damage for
Oh,
sneak
God.
attack. So 11 total.
Nice.
Gross.
There is
nice.
a rat brain explosion as you bring your weapon down on its head, splattering across Lucia and Vittoria's boots.
Gross.
This
Gross.
job never gets
Gross.
easier. He's gonna go in and take another stride action since I've got it to outflank the other rat.
Outflank the rat again.
Yeah.
All right. So Niccolo goes to work. It's probably not the first time he's had to kill a dog-sized rat.
Gonna say, apparently Niccolo's a professional.
Sadly, no, it is not the first time I've had to do this. Ate so many of my sandwiches. That was my first apartment.
He lives in the bad part of town. That brings us to Cesare. You're facing your greatest enemy, ladders.
Vittoria is still below me, so it's not like I can push past her. So I'm just gonna ready an action.
Well, I mean,
to-
Vittoria's
She's on
at
the ground, though,
Vittoria's
so you
at the
get
very
close.
bottom. She's standing on the ground.
Oh, okay. So
Yeah.
I guess I roll a 14.
Okay, so you get another 5 feet down. You're 10 feet up now.
I roll a 5.
That's enough.
That's
That still
enough.
succeeds.
You're 5 feet up now. You can drop down to the ground if you wish.
I guess I'll continue that move and drop down to the ground. Do I have one action left?
No, that was your last action, but you still have the rest of your movement, which I think you're an elf with 25 feet, right?
30.
Yeah,
30.
Elves
Oh, is it
default
30?
to 30.
Okay. So you still have 25 feet of movement.
All right, I'll move over next to. So I'm between Vittoria and Adria.
All right. So you drop down to the bottom. Just kind of pat
Oh,
Vittoria on the
dang
side
it.
and dart to the side.
I could have avoided being hit. Oh.
Remember your class abilities.
I have nimble dodge, which is a reaction to give me a +2 AC. I could have avoided that attack.
Yeah.
I stand by
too
my
late now.
rule of I am never going to learn any of your
Yep.
character's abilities.
No,
so.
that was my bad. That was 100% my bad.
So from Cesare, who finally gets down to the ground, Raven shifts over to the other shoulder, kind of sneers down in disgust towards the rats. Can't believe some cats eat these things.
Hey,
Lucia.
food's food.
All right, Lucia finally gets around where I'm not having to run around all the time. It's panache time. Okay, so here's the weird thing about it is I can make a panache roll. It's a flat DC 20, or I can do a fascinating performance, which is against the will DC of one observer. It doesn't say that they have to actually be able to understand what I'm doing as an advance.
Well, what are the traits of the ability, though?
So the traits, general and skill.
Okay, then no, technically speaking, no, you don't have to.
Yeah, like it's very strange.
Well, the thing, it makes sense because it's you are gaining the panache. It's you hyping yourself up.
Yeah, that
You're
makes
not
more sense.
demoralizing them, you're inspiring yourself, is how I'm going to interpret it.
Okay, all right. Sure, we're going to go with that.
Panache is not
what
something
is
you
its
have,
will-
Jordan, it's something you are.
I'm nothing if not full of panache. Full of some other things too. But will DC of the observer versus my performance check.
All right, I mean, I've got the DC.
I roll a 10 for a 16 performance.
All right, the rat seems suitably impressed.
Hey,
What do you do for your
panache,
perform-
baby.
You just do like a dramatic flourish as you bring your weapon around.
I've got to because I don't know what else I could be doing at this at this stage. So I've got panache.
You do one of those really cool sword moves, like wah 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 wah.
Yes. To
You
amp
turn
myself
around
up,
and draw an
apparently.
L on the wall behind you and then spin back around.
Hey, an L is
mean-
more efficient than a Z, so take that, Zorro.
That's impressive, but you might want to stab the rat.
Okay, so now that I've got the panache, I can
getting into the
now use
mindset.
my precise strike, and I'm gonna just do a finisher with it because I'm hoping I can just kill this rat in one go.
Okay.
I like it.
So I will make an attack on him. I am flanking. Is that still a +2?
No, it's a penalty to their AC.
Oh, okay.
They gain the flat-footed penalty.
Hey-oh, okay. Dice Y. I roll a 9 for a 16.
That's actually not bad, yeah.
A 16 will still strike your flat-footed target as you bring your blades to bear.
I'm gonna get one kill in this fight. All right, so 1d6 plus 1 plus 2d6, so 3d6 plus 1.
Nice.
I hit him for 7 points of damage because I rolled
Nice.
2 1s on my d6s. Thanks, dice.
Hey, seven's
Thanks.
still good.
Yeah.
Sad, but still damage.
You still bloody the rat, but the rat is still standing.
Dang it. All right, for my last action, I am going to... Oh, I don't have my torch because I would have had to have given that to somebody else to climb down, right?
Adria
there's-
took it to douse it because you were going to throw it in a hay-filled area.
Oh, no, I would have had... No, you're right. I would have had to douse it because nobody else is going to be able to carry it either.
I told
Well,
you. I
also,
doused
two
it.
people have
Yeah.
light sources.
Any hoozles, all that to say, I will then use an action to do dueling parry, which increases my AC by 2.
Nice.
Okay, so yeah, you begin to circle your weapon in protective arcs.
Yep, cranking my AC up.
Well,
Adria.
not bad.
Oh, the rat's still here. Adria's eyes light up with lightning and her hair starts to float off of her shoulders, and she will draw lightning down on this rat with electric art. Electric art.
Okay,
They get a
you smite the
reflex
rat.
save.
Roll. You're touching the little Tesla ball thing.
That'd be
that,
a
like, makes
critical
your hair stand on
failure
end.
with a natural 1.
Oh.
Nice,
Double
roast it.
damage.
I think it's about to be a shish kebab ROUS.
3 plus 4, 7, 14
ROUS.
damage.
There's a tiny clap of thunder, a screech from this thing. The room reeks. For the moment, the smell of feces and urine is covered by the smell of ozone as a clap of thunder and a blast of lightning sears through the room.
All right, what
And
does
the
a
rat
better smell?
literally, a la Diablo 2, explodes outwards in chunks.
Oh,
Oh man,
gross.
it's been a minute.
That was
Might have been a bit of overkill.
Oh well.
well done.
Magic is unpredictable. It happens sometimes.
Lightning does
I
what
think it's
lightning does.
literally well done.
Yes, that was my joke.
You know, I think the smell is much better now.
Vittoria will kick the bits off her boots and then step away from the ladder and begin looking around.
Okay, come here, honey. Adria's gonna go up to Lucia. Do you think we have 10 minutes so I can patch her up?
Niccolo shrugs. As long as the grimples or whatever they are give it to us, I'm fine with that.
Say,
Okay.
if not, I could do a battle medicine check. And it just takes me 1.
Well, you probably want to save that for combat because I can't do
Yeah.
that in combat. Yeah.
Yeah, so
like-
save that for actual combat.
So
Save
I'll
that for when
pull
I'm
out my
actually
med
dying.
kit. Also, they errated out like bandoliers and stuff. It's just assumed that your kit came with it, so you can be wearing your kit and
Yep.
you can use one hand to use it. So there you go.
Yep.
Boom shakalaka.
While Adria's doing that, I guess Cesare will look around this room, see if there's anything of interest in here.
Okay.
Go ahead and cast Detect Magic again. Is that magic? Actually, yeah. I'm just going to go ahead and cast Detect Magic. Is that magic aura still down here?
You no longer detect any magical auras that aren't on your compatriots, which I don't think your compatriots have any magic on
I
them
don't think
either.
any of us have any magic.
Other
It's
than the
true.
light spell, yeah.
All right, so I get a 17 on my medicine check, which means you get back 11 hit points. I wrap you up, bandage
Wow.
you.
Okay, well, I'm at full.
I no longer detect any magic, so if it was the grimples, they aren't using it anymore.
Strange.
Good.
So, I mean, I hate to say this given how disgusting this room is, but we should look around.
Victoria and Cesare are.
Yeah.
I guess you guys would probably do that while I'm getting bandaged
Honey,
up
you're going to
for
stand
10
here
minutes.
for 10 minutes. I ain't no miracle worker.
Lucia and Adria's bandaging up Lucia. Cesare's looking for magical emanations, and I believe Vittoria and was that also Niccolo is looking through the room?
Yeah, I might as well. I'm not doing much else at the moment, so.
All right. Searching through here, you don't find anything here other than more rats, although most of the rats seem to be relatively benign or more interested in just running away from you. Some of them scurrying up the ladder upstairs unless you remove the block and close the trap door.
I imagine it's still wide open
Nah.
because, we were all climbing down it.
Does anyone else hear that? I hear the song of some panpipes not far from here.
I would imagine it's still the grimples messing with us. I don't hear anything, though.
Can I tell a direction?
Only that you hear it loudest through the door nearby, but it could just be that's thinner than the surrounding walls, and so that's the only place you can hear it from.
Niccolo shrugs. I cannot say for sure, but there's only one way to go, and only one thing to do.
I guess once Adria's done patching up Lucia... I don't know why I have a problem with
Luchador.
your name. Yes, I don't know why I'm
Lucia.
having a problem with your name.
Lucia.
Lucia, we will
Yes.
go through the next door.
Good work there, Adria. Lucia, I assume you're feeling better?
Yeah, no, I mean, I'm fine.
Good. Good,
Just a
good.
scratch. Just a flesh wound.
Well, it's a bite from a nasty rat, so we'll see.
Well, that's a...
Yeah, but that's going to take time before I start feeling bad or not, so we can continue on.
Well, you certainly have a good metal, if nothing else.
I mean, the show's got to go on, right?
Sure.
We all go over to this door with some trepidation now as we're awaiting the...
Whatever is
Vomit
about to
line.
happen. Yay!
Victoria
Yes,
resisted the urge to just walk to the door without all of y'all while you were talking. She's just standing there, like, twiddling her thumbs because she's not used to working with a group of people.
I'm resisting with all my might.
Yeah.
You make your way forward, over to the door, open it. Beyond is a large room. Large enough that, Niccolo, with your dark vision, you can of course see to the far side of it. The light from Cesare and Adria's light spells playing in behind, casting this large, almost fiendish shadow of this horned shape of Nikolai into the room beyond. Niccolo into the room beyond. The room is so large that in fact the light from your light spells doesn't play to the far side of it. Niccolo, however, can see that the room stretches some maybe 70 feet, 80 feet across, and it's probably at least half that, a little bit more wide. Dirty salt and sawdust coat the floor of this gloomy hall. Bits of the walled masonry have been chewed or clawed away, revealing narrow, winding animal tunnels. Steel rails are mounted in the ceiling, with a few lonely iron hooks dangling from them. A pile of stained pillows and moth-eaten blankets lies in a large depression, maybe 10 feet across, in the floor across from the door that opens here.
Can I tell how deep the depression is?
The depression only looks to be maybe 3 or 4 feet deep. It's difficult to tell exactly how deep it is, as it is piled full of these stained and torn pillows and blankets.
Right. All right.
Again, I will give this for the those of you who'd I believe it was Adria and Vittoria, you're going to guess that this is probably storage. So these would be the meat hooks on the ceiling along their metal tracks for hanging up the carcasses after slaughter.
Mm-hmm. It's colder down here, so it would keep for longer.
Yeah, makes sense.
And the salt you see on the floor is probably left over from the preservation.
Mm-hmm.
I gotta say, if we're gonna be using this place, we got a lot of cleaning and fixing up to do, because I don't fancy having no place with a bunch of hooks hanging around.
No, it makes me very uneasy.
Mm-hmm.
I don't see anything in particular, so let's go in. So I guess Niccolo will step into the room at the very least.
Entering into the room, you can see that the walls curve away off towards your left-hand side as you enter. And around the corner from there, you can see a rusty, half-destroyed iron grate, blocking access to a flight of stairs, leading down and out of this room. As you step into the room...
Of course.
The Grimple comes.
I've got it's a possum. Ah!
Yeah.
Hold on, if it's a possum, I can wild empathy it. Grimple,
Toss him
not
in
so
your
much.
face.
Vittoria, off to the side, for a moment you see gleaming eyes from one of the numerous chewed holes in the wall. All of you start to hear this soft knocking sound from the walls. And then amongst that, this odd cackling noise.
I think we found our grimples.
A putrid-looking humanoid thing looks out from one of the nearby holes as Vittoria looks over towards it. Seeing this, it bears a disquieting resemblance to a half-starved, mange-ridden possum. Its long snout and deep sunken eyes stare out at you before it slides down, picks up a rock with murderous intent as you see a second, maybe a third, possibly a fourth or fifth beginning to slide through the surrounding walls as they encircle you. And I will need initiative from the party next time.
Oh,
There's so much vomit waiting to fly at us.
It's so gross.
Everybody
Vomit's
spread out.
already
Gross.
drooling from its mouth as it stares at you hungrily.
Welcome to the vomitorium.
This is so
Find the Path Ventures is an officially licensed partner of Paizo Incorporated. Hell's Rebels is copyright 2015. Hell's Rebels and the Pathfinder Adventure Path are trademarks of Paizo. All Pathfinder images are property of Paizo and are used with permission. Find the Path Ventures have converted Hell's Rebels from Pathfinder to Pathfinder Second Edition. Conversion notes are available to our Patreon backers at patreon.com/findthepath.